Hi everybody, welcome to Raising Sipho Sethu. Okay, I need to create an intro for this channel. Welcome, guys. On this channel, we talk about all things that have to do with raising children and also children with special needs. So it's not just children with special needs. So even we're sharing parenting experiences. Okay, one of the things that is very difficult to do when you are a parent is finding somebody that can take care of your child, that you can trust to take care of your child, so that you can go out there and live your life and still pursue your dreams while being a mother. It's a very difficult thing, you guys. After I told that story of how we found the caretaker that we have for Sipho Sethu right now, of course, there are a lot of stories that I was living in between because we went through so many people. And one of the viewers was like, "It would be so nice if we can hear all of those stories, stories of the nannies that you've heard before." And I also just watched Naledi Malela's story time about their maid who stole their alcohol, and I was laughing so much, and I was remembering stories. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the story. This one I did mention on the story about the how I found the nanny, because she's like second last before we got the Unogwanda, the one that we have now, so I won't mention her name. So this one, remember, we got her. Okay, somebody referred us to her. She's looking for a job or whatever, and then she comes. Then she arrives. Obviously, we go through the whole thing, the training, how to take care of support, everything. She looked like really she could do the job. I don't want to lie, you guys. She was good with the feeding. She was good with the baths and stuff, and she was doing well with her. She was doing well with her. The only thing ukuthi ubethanda ukupheka ukudla okuningi, and then kufile sengathi udla a little bit more than like if uphekela a household, you guys, like ukuthi kunobaba like high, osazophakela in those pots. So if ukuthi uyaphaka before, number one nje, if usemzini womuntu, even if uyapheka, because it wasn't her job to pay. That's one of the first things I tell them when they come, because you're not supposed to cook. I cook. No matter how late I come from work, I cook, because that is not their job. She liked cooking for us, and obviously I will come late from work. And others who like to cook, even though I would say do not cook, I would appreciate it, because at least the kids will go to bed early, sebedlile, and all of that stuff. But I felt like with her, she wanted to cook because ufuna ukusheshe adle, and I felt like sifike guys, I don't know, when you're dishing, let's say you're cooking chicken curry, or you cooking beef curry, mawuphakile curry, it akuphake ukuthi awuphaki ukuthi ucurry usale on the side of the pot. Ukari doesn't work that way. It's not like rice. Rice you dish, and then you dish on the side, lisale on the side. But with her, like she will dish in such a way that you will find those two pieces of chicken there at the corner of the pot. The pot doesn't have a corner, but I'm trying to explain to you. I'll be like, a lot of the times I'll get home, but I'm like, then I have to cook, because, like, how am I going to dish for him? It almost like she was more interested in cooking more than the other things that she was supposed to be doing. But yeah, I used to put up with it. Sometimes I would even say, do not cook today. Sometimes even after I said, do not cook today, she will cook. And guys, like when it comes to like food and stuff, that can throw you off in terms of like budget, because when as umama womuzi, if you budget, it's okay, per week sithenga ilokhuzana isishebo esingaka, and this is how I divide it, this is how I cook it, and whatever. And obviously mina abantu when abantu babesebenza badla nathi, especially because it's a stay in, it's very difficult ukuthi umuntu you stay in, they have to cook their own food, it's difficult to do that. So umuntu will be eating la ekudleni Guys, I've heard so many stories, but I'll tell you other stories when it comes to food. There was the struggle. Why thanda ukupheka lo muntu when I say do not cook so that I can cook my way. Number one, it was even if it's akukho kumbi, but it's gonna taste different because kupheka omunye umuntu. But then again, get respect ukuthi you are in somebody's house, kunobaba la ekhaya fanele aphakelwe kahle, and then anyway. That was one of the issues, but I could have put up with that, had she been she had not done other things. I could have put up with that. I would just have to cook omunyu curry for me and Baba Galung every time I come back. But I felt like at the time there was something that I was gonna have to like insist on and be firm about. Listen, this is your job, but cooking, no. You can eat as easy into or make a sandwich or whatever and wait for me to cook because it just wasn't working. And by the way, you guys, I've had other caretakers that have worked for us, and they would opt to cook because, like I said, sometimes I come back late. I don't mind cooking when I come back from work, but sometimes I come back late. A lot of them will opt to cook, but I will not even have a problem. They would opt to cook. Sometimes I would even call, say, ni phake nidle because ngilate or whatever. And a lot of them will be reasonable. You'll be like, oh, ufika khaya nawe usaphaka. Yeah, she just did it. She had a weird relationship with cooking and ukudla. It's like, so it's not that vele in a problem. Even now, we're dealing with load shedding. So auntie recently, because now it's not her job to cook, even if ngafika ngo9 ebusuku engaphekile, I won't have a problem with that. Athi no sidle something salala whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But recently, because of load shedding, she has started helping me out. Sometimes ngithi ngifika usebekile ibhodo mhlawumbe rice uyabilisa something or whatever. Kwesi sikhathi vele ngifike sephekile waqeda and whatever. And she's different because even ephekile, sometimes she would wait for me to come and then she'd be like, okay, ukudla kuready whatever, and then I would say no ungaphaka or whatever, ngiphake mina. She is, I think, good ngama, what do you call it, is it boundaries? Like she knows usendlini yomuntu uyahlonipha kakhulu when it comes to food, comes to, sometimes I'll come back and be like, why didn't you guys dish and eat? We're like, no, we were just waiting for you. So sejwayele manje, I would say no, if usuphekile you can dish, because ngiyamazi vele she's very utreat ukudla kahle, what I mean, respect ukuthi okay usemzini umuntu uyaphaka kahle nani nifike ningafika isishebo sime eceleni kebhodweni. Guys, I've dealt with things, so now she does help me with cooking. And can you imagine somebody saying to you, do not cook, and then when you cook, like, so yeah, you guys, so now it does, but you understands very clearly that cooking is not part of her job. So when even when I ask her late, I'll be like ngicela ungi, like you are helping me out, kind of a thing, because it's not their job. So that one used to insist on wanting to cook. Anyway, fine, let's sengikhumbula so many stories of asifika kuneqathelo ngaka ebut. But anyway, this one is that what happened, Gambe, because in that we lived in Chesterville, we lived in Chesterville, in a 2-bedroom, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. So the other room the kids used and the other bedroom we used. So when she came, because Ulungi was in boarding school at the time, she used the bedroom with the kids. But then the rooms outside of the house that we were renting out, some were in the houses, one of the people there moved out, I think, because it's like for some time she lived in the house, but things started going wrong when she lived in the outside room. And the caretaker that had stayed before she came had stayed on the outside, and I had never had a problem with the person that stayed outside. Like they would do the job, I will come back from work, we have supper, then she goes to her room, and then we stay with Sipo. In the morning, I wake up, whatever. If she needs attention or support, I give her that attention, whatever. While I'm getting ready for work, before I leave, I go knock in the room, and then be like saying hamba, and then she comes and takes girl support, and I go to work. And I had had that arrangement with someone before. But at some point, I don't know what happened, but we had somebody renting that room, and then they moved out. So when they moved out, I went back to that arrangement of because really the kids now, but they need to have their own space now when they sleeping, because they were using the same room. And then naye, it's like she needs space, so it just worked out better because akayohlala in that room, akalale. It was supposed to be for her to sleep, and then she would work in the house. Hi, okay, yeah, she works. I think like the first month we thought, oh no, she's doing good. There are things to correct here and there, like lezo zinto zokudla and all of that stuff. And then it would be like sometimes I remember this one time ubaba kalungi making a comment ukuthi u-auntie namhlanje ngathi udakiwe. He's like, I think it was a weekend. He's like, hey, and it looks like she's drunk. I'm like, hi, baby. Because I'm imagining, she leaves already late at night because she will leave after supper and go to the room. I'm thinking she's sleeping there and Bengayeni was at Chesterville, was Le Makaya. So I'm thinking, he's like, auntie looks drunk. Hi, but I will continue with Ilokuzan, with life. And then at some point, when I hire someone, you guys, I would say to them, okay, I'm hiring you to take care of Usipo, But since you are here endly during the day, you can help me with clean endlini, washing yabantwana and stuff. But if you can opt not to do that, and then I can get someone maybe to come maybe once or twice a week as long as washing and all that, you can opt not. That. But obviously, imali fine if you're going to be helping me, with the other stuff. Then imali isofana, but I'll have to get some. But you don't have to. The important part is usiposetu. And because of imali, guys, obviously, they would opt for uguti. Remember I told you we were staying in that small house at Chesterville. So when you're talking about cleaning, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bathroom. That's a cleaning I'm talking about. And then and at that time Usipo was going to school. Was she going to school? Because in times when she was going to school support, that would mean that umuntu who is taking care of support wakes up in the morning and prepares support. Imoto comes, they take support to school, and then the person drops support school and comes back, and then do whatever they need to do. And then Tambama Imoto comes and fetches her by school and to fetch support, and then come and then sit with support and do whatever the routine is for the evening. So I think this one as well, if I remember correctly, it was the time when Sipo was going to school. I think so. So now she comes, okay, and then she had this thing of she would do things that are inappropriate. Like if someone is working for us, guys, usually they understand. I don't have to explain. You would see if you have you are employed by me. I'm the main employer. Baba Olungisa is like a deputy director of this company. I'm the CEO, I'm the CEO of the company. So if we have a problem with employment, whatever you want, a day off, whatever, you talk to me. She was inappropriate. She would insist on wanting to talk to Baba Lungisa about things that we didn't understand why she would want to talk to Baba Lungisa. And I think it's because the person that had got her had Ubaba Lungisa knew that person, and that person spoke to her. So, and then Ubaba Lungisa was the one that went and fetched her to come, because I think she had said or something like that. So she would insist. This one day we in the bedroom, we are lunguze kamereni uthi ucela ukukhuluma no Baba Lungisa. I'm like, about what? But I'm like, oh, okay. Afterwards I'm like, and then what was that about? And then she's like, she's complaining that she would like to not do the other housework anymore. She doesn't want to do it no more. She wants to just take care of Siposetu. So I'm like, so now why is she talking to you about it? It's like, I don't know. So now what did you say? He's like, I told her that she needs to talk to you. So I wait for her to talk to me. She doesn't talk to me. So later on, I speak to her. And then she says, so she says, no, she feels like it's too much to take care of Sipo and do other things in the house. And I was like, okay. That was the reason I gave you an option when you came. So give me time. I think I wanted ukuthi kuphele leyo nyanga. While leyo nyanga iphela, then I make a plan on what to do, because also I was working. Izinto cleaning endlini vele noma ngingangcola during the week, ngibone nge-weekend it's fun, but like into enjenge-washing and stuff, ngathi ungaba nomuntu who comes at least once a week or whatever. So I was like, okay, fine, give me until, because inyanga I think yasiqalile already, give me isikhathi so I can make those arrangements, and then next month again, then we can start with that arrangement. I was open to negotiating with her, but I said to her, then it means what imali oyiholayo will change, like I said at the beginning, the reason I'm paying it this much is because. So then she and then, okay, so while I said to her, let me sort out my things again so that we can see. I was willing, you guys, because she wasn't bad with supposage at that time. I wasn't feeling like she was bad. Maybe I wasn't seeing it, but I wasn't feeling like she was bad with the supposage. And for me, since supposage is the priority, if you are good with supposage, I would be willing to do whatever. Even if you say you're not even going to do laundry, just take care of her, then I would make a plan for that, you guys. So okay, fine. What happened at that time? We were going through that. I had just gotten a job while she was starting to work for us. I had gotten a job here in Pietermaritzburg, so I was gonna move from Durban to here. So we were still deciding as a family whether I was going to travel between Pietermaritzburg and here, or I was gonna rent a place here and go home on my weekends. And then where is supposedly going to be? It was just, we are still going through that. And my niece has a flat that it's an apartment actually that she had just bought, and I stayed there for a while, I think for like a month or two, still deciding what to do, and I would go home now and then. So she was there at that time when we are going through that transition, and we didn't know what we were gonna do. So then there was holidays, I think it was like June holidays, school holidays. Oh, and as well, we went through the COVID thing with her, where because she had started just before COVID, because I remember that I had started my new job just before COVID, and then COVID started, and then we had to go work at home and whatever. And during COVID, we had an issue where, because COVID, remember when it started, we were really scared. So they would say, if you have someone working in the house, it's either during the whole lockdown, they stay with you, or if they go, they go. Because then it's another risk to the family to have someone go in and out, because they go home, they're taking taxis, they're coming here. And remember, Usipo was high risk, So I tell her that, during lockdown, we don't know how lockdown is going to be. But if you stay with us, just know that then you're not going to go home until we know what's happening with a lockdown. You're going to be locked down here with us. And she opted no, and she wanted to go home. And then I was like, but then I'm not going to be able to pay you while you are at home, because then that means that I have to get someone during COVID. And at that time, I thought that it wasn't going to be long while we at home. We were going to be called back at work, because you remember in COVID, it was like one day the announcement was made with the lockdown. So even employers didn't know how. I remember even my laptop was here in Pietermaritzburg, because we didn't take our laptops home and all that, because it was just a rush. So I'm like, then I'm going to have to make other arrangements. I'm not going to be able to afford to pay you, because that means that I will have to get someone else who's going to be willing to come and get locked down with us. She opted to go home, went home, but it turned out that at work, for like some time, we were just at home, not even working from home at the time, so I could take care of Usipo myself. After a while, I think she came back, maybe after like a month or a month and a half. She came back, and it was before I went back to work. I think we had come back and took our laptops, and then we started doing some work from home. So then she comes back, and then she continues working. But her behavior gets worse. Now we are, because it was March when COVID started, March, April, May. I remember when they would close, and then the kids would go back to school, and then they would close again or whatever. I think we were around June now. Now she's back and whatever. She's working. But her behavior was just becoming weirder and weirder. And remember, this person, like her, so you don't know what's happening. And like, say, look, It's a location, I can keep to myself alone. I knew my neighbors. I was used to my neighbors. I like them, but I'm not somebody that's gonna go and go chill with the neighbor and sihlale sixoxe makhelwane kanjani. I just don't. I'm not social like that. So ngangazitholi indaba zaselokishini. Sometimes I remember one helper that I had who used to steal food. I found out long ago after makhelwane athi, yo, that girl that used to work for you, we will see her emini athutha ukudla. We will see her athutha ukudla while you are at work. And I was like, oh, I understand why they didn't tell me, because bengingakhulumi kangaka. Ngiyanqena mina ukukhuluma, guys. Mina yazi, guys, I can be so antisocial that Lorna, sometimes I will, after doing washing, now I need to go on your neck. I remember the time we used to have our washing line in front of the house instead of the back. We ended up, I moved it intentionally to the back of the house because I wanted to hang my washing without having to greet the neighbors and whatever. And then I would sit and watch my neighbor with angene endlini, and then ngihambe ngonike washing. Nginqena ukuthi nje ngiphume ngithi ninjani. Hey siyapi. Yazi nginqenisa kanjani leyo nto. Sometimes you don't want to do that. That's why it's nice to stay in the suburbs. That's why sometimes umnandi uhlala kuma suburbs, ukuhlala kuma flats and stuff, because sometimes ungamazi nje no neighbor wakho. It's nice, or emakhaya. And mina ngikhulele emakhaya uneighbor le kude, sometimes awumboni for 5 days alapha nje uneighbor, you elokishini, yo beyingihlula guys impilo yaselokishini, yo hayi township life ibingihlula ukuthi njalo hi makhelwane unjani makhelwane angisana kodwa lokho uyasihlupha elandela shisilana that life. Sometimes I don't. Yazi anginqena ukuthi yabona iwashing yami fanele ngabe ngikhiphile manje, yabona ilanga liphume kanjani, but ngiyanqena lo muntu lo hleli lapha phambi komnyango ulinde nje ukuthi ngiphume, instead in fact uzothi mawuthi yaphuma vela sukume kulesa sihlala hlele kusona ezela kwena ukuxoxisa indaba zaselokishini ongazazi nokuzazi, yabona nje that life. Yes, so I was like that mina bekuphi. Hey, so ngisho lo ukuthi when someone is doing funny things here during the day, the neighbors they will see, but they won't even get a chance to tell me, because mina angithi angisocialize phela. Angithi angisocialize. Abantu bathi ngiyaqhenya, kanti no, ngiyanqena nje ukukhuluma. Sometimes ngiyanqena nje ukukhuluma mina, ngiyanqena nje ukukhuluma. Ukulanda indaba ngizilandela ku YouTube kuphela. You'll be surprised to meet me in person. So, okay, fine. Yeah. We feel like there's weird things that are happening, but this one time, I think it was like June, when the kids, the announcement was made, was okay, now kids are going back to school, and Ulungu was going to go back to the boarding house. And at the time, and when a child is going back to boarding school, then you have a shopping to do and whatever. So I went and I did my hair. It was a Friday, and I was supposed to go back to work. I went and I did my hair on Friday. They didn't finish. It was braids. They didn't finish. Do I have that photo? Maybe I can insert that photo somewhere. Of my braids. I recently just saw that photo on Facebook of us being at Konobia Mall, because we were going to go to Konobia Mall with the kids. But Usipo was going to stay behind because we were going to be doing the up and down a lot, shopping for the kids or whatever. And remember, at this time, it was like they had been closed at school for a long time. So there was a lot to buy and stuff because they were going back. And there was this list that was being sent by school on what we needed to buy for them to come back. Gloves, mask, sanitizer, or what nabo nje benehaba ke ekoleni. So I went Friday, I did my hair, they didn't finish. So on Saturday we were supposed to go to the mall. We decided we wanted to go see Konobia Mall because we hadn't been to Konobia Mall. And so Ubaba Lungus was going to work that morning. Saturday. So he was going to go to work. I was going to go finish my hair. And then I said to Lungi, Amanda, they must get ready. Around 11, I was going to be back. And the Baba was going to be back too. And they were going to go. So I wake up in the morning. And because she's supposed to wake up from the house. Guys, I didn't know the story was going to be so long. She's supposed to wake up in the house as ending pellets to take care of Sipo, But like if I'm in the house, guys, I wouldn't mind. If I'm in the house and Sipo needs something or whatever, then it's okay. The only problem is now when I leave, now you really need to come. So I wake up, breakfast, I give Sipo breakfast, I change her, whatever, clean her for just the morning clean up when wiping her face or whatever, making sure that she's clean and whatever, sitting comfortable in the chair. I bath, I get dressed. I'm getting dressed with the aim of this is how I'm gonna look going to the mall, because when I come back, I'm gonna be coming back the same time as Baba Long is coming back, and we're going to take the kids boy no Lung, because those were the two who were shopping for school, and then we're going shopping, and then we're coming back the following day. We're taking Lunga back to school. So, and then on Monday I'm going back to work. So it's like it was the time where we don't need drama. We cannot have any kind of drama happening right now. So I do all of that. I get this. When I'm leaving, I go and I knock, because she's not coming back, and I go and I knock, and I think I hear her. It's respond, and I'm like, Auntie hamba kusipho, uyabona. So I go. For like maybe an hour later, I don't know what happened. I said, let me call Ulungi. So I call Ulungi. Lungi, is your auntie there? Angazi namethi angibuza, because I didn't think she wasn't gonna come. Ulungi is like, ma, auntie azangafike la. Where is Sipho? Sipho is still here sitting in the chair. An hour later, guys. And remember, we have ngathi nama intervals, like Usipho or siyaqala ukuthi she cannot be sitting on the chair for more than 2 hours. Like 2 hours max, then on the bed, then like you have to even on the bed, you turn her the other side, you put her on the chair, so we try she's not like in the chair whole day. It's not even healthy for her to be sitting like that. So I'm like, she's still on the chair. Is she crying? I said, no, she's not crying, but she's starting to get irritated. Where is your auntie? We don't know. Go no Kendlini and call her. Late, I'm calling again. Where is auntie? He's like, no one is responding, Kendlini. I wanted that lady to cut my hair at that time, because like I wanted her to cut my hair. I'm like, I need to go home now. That lady's like, the way you're talking right now, it sounds like you're not gonna have time. The problem, it sounds like you're not gonna have time to come back here. So since you're saying it's in the chair, sitting there safely, it's not like she's gonna follow anything. It's fine. Just let me just finish your hair, because I had already paid and everything. Let me just finish, like 30 minutes. Let me finish your hair, and then you go home. Yo, I felt like that chair was hot. I'm calling Blue, babe. This addicted to Kendlini kanjani angazi nami ngqondozile endlini ekseni ngathi akavuke aye kuSipho akuthiwa akafike hayi angazi ke nami athi nayo I'm on my way anyway. So angibadela this late I'm sure bese bamba kangaka ama braids vele benza kanjalo ngemuva, but I'm sure it was exaggerated that day, but it turned out okay. I ran home. It was bengenza in Chesterville, but isalon lapha yaizansi. Intaba leya, yeah. It's not really intaba, but I feel like it's a hill that I was climbing going home. Ngiyafika endlini, oh guys, hey, how can I leave this one out? So manginyuka. Yes, I wish you guys would know, but people who know Chesterville Road 6, manginyuka ngo Road 6 ngiza ngithi ngiyambona uqhamuka ngapha ngendlela leyo ukuhamba ngenyawo from one of the neighbors nje hlezi kuphuzwa khona uphethe iglass kanje. Guys, uma ngithi auntie, I don't think it's someone old. I think she was the same age as Wama 90s. She's the same age as the caretaker I have right now. Very young, but which makes sense why she was drinking, but you don't drink emsebenzini. Uphethe iglass ihambe igcwele kakhulu, iglass enkulu igcwele kakhulu ihambe yachitheka. I'm like ngicikicca amehlo, because I'm thinking I cannot be saying it. I cannot be saying what I'm saying. So angithi mina I'm coming this way, ngiyanyuka lana ngisiza la. Imagine ukuthi siza la so it's true ne. Mina ngiyanyuka ngiza ngapha mina yena uqhamuka la, So she's trying to cover me ukuthi afike eqala, and now I've seen her with the glass. Akakwazi ukuyicashisa iglass. Futhi ubukeka edakiwe nje, uyabona ukuthi ngekakwazi nokuyicashisa nokuthi i-content yakhe ukuthi iglass ingachitheki ngawi. More than ukuthi I can see her with the glass. I nyuka. Lapho, I was fuming. She gets home, and then my friend, I'm a room, they are here. This is one room. She was staying in the second room. These are like Wendy houses, and then the house is here. And then mina ngizongena ngala ngene in the front ngene. She ran ukuthi she ngene roomini le yakhe, she closes the door. Hey, ngasho ukuthi ngathi sabona. I go to the house now. Usipho ngafuthi vele she's irritated now. I'm like, okay, fine. First thing, take off my clothes now. Mall, I have to forget about it. Okay. But then I'm thinking I cannot forget about it because we need to do this shopping. Lung is going back to school tomorrow. Then so what did I do? Oh, so I take off my clothes. Ngafaka ingubo zami zokucleana ke le ngubo eqokayo mawenza mawashing ekhaya ke manje ngisho ukuthi hey, there's no mall here. Okay, time, it's already lunch time. Usipofana ngabe kade dlile. Hey, lunch, make lunch, feed usipho. I'm trying not to. And I'm like, oh, look, guys, just get ready. Baba, my face. If anything, then he will just go with you to that you need to buy or whatever. And I proposed to Pearl. I bath her, everything about Usipona. I bath her, take her off the chair, put her on the bed nicely, to rest. The normal routine, she didn't do any normal routine. Okay, fine. I cleaned the house, and then Baba Lung is like, no, she was called back. He is Nanny he was called back. So koninte hold up back kancane uzoba later nyana. Okay, give me some time. I clean everything. I wash the dishes, everything. I'm like, okay, that whole thing, feeding Usipho, bathing her, cleaning and washing the dishes. That thing, I remember timing myself. This lady could have done all of these things and still gone and fetched that glass of liquor before I could come back to this house. But she chose to fetch that glass of liquor before doing. It was like 1 hour. Everything 1 hour. So I call her now. I'm done now. The kids are ready. What I decided was I'm going to dress. So suppose we'll take her to the mall with us. So I go to the room and I knock and I'm like, I need to talk to you. She doesn't come out. Guys, in my own house, in my own jondolo, in my own bedroom, in my own yard, she is not opening the door. Do you understand the disrespect? But I'm still calming myself down because I'm like, I want to hear this story. I think at one time, then she comes, and I'm sitting in the couch. She entered by a kitchen and then a dining room. You can see she can't stand. Guys, got this one. You can see she can't stand. I'm like, what is the problem? Why are you not taking care of Sipho? Athina ngiphethwe ikhanda. Uphethwe ikhanda but kade uyophuza laphayana, uyolanda utshwala lapha but uphethwe ikhanda ukuthi ukwazi ukwenza umsebenzi la endlini. Hayi, she doesn't answer. She goes back to the house. Hi, I'm like, you know what? This is over. I'm thinking, the kids are going back to school. I'm going back to work. What am I going to do? But I'm like, Usipho cannot stay with this person, So, hi, we get ready. And then she locks the door. Now we knock and she doesn't open. He knocks because we wanted to say now she must leave because she must leave. She's fired basically. So now we are knocking. She doesn't open. So we lock the door. We take the key with us and get in the car. Go to the mall. I send him a message ukuthi ngicela mangibuya la ungabi khona lana. Bese siyena ngibuye nini? She says, when must I come back? I'm like, to where? To work. Ngithi no, you are not coming back. Then I think she had worked for the week for that month. Then my man you will get it month end. Ngithi you uhola month end. Then you will get it month end. I said, no, but it's just that I had a headache. I'm like, I don't care at this point. What I'm saying is that when I come back, I don't want to find you there. So what should I do to with the room in the house? Even if you leave it open, because in that room there was just a bed and like a few things. Like sometimes we will use it like a storeroom, like camp chairs and stuff. But it was my things. Well, was long. Then we go to the mall, we do whatever it is that we needed to do. We come back, she's not there. And I'm like, thank God. I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I was like, thank God. Now she starts sending ubaba kalungi messages. I don't know what's wrong with umakasipho. Mina, I did say that the work was too much and whatever. Then every time she sends a message to him, he forwards it to me. There is another message from aunt, and I send a reply to her. Stop SMS. It was SMS or WhatsApp. Stop WhatsApping. Ubaba kalungi, you are fired from your job. Uhlulekile umsebenzi. What else do you want? And it turned out that she had left her clothes there. And she's like, so how am I going to get my clothes? I'm like, I don't know. I told you to take everything that belonged to you. Imali yakho sizoyithumela with the lady that had found her a job. We said we were going to. Guys, the WhatsApp that I got from that lady trying to make me like I'm the one that is a bad person. I overreacted. She was just sick and also umsebenzi was too much. I'm like, at the end of the day, umsebenzi usuphelile. How is that going to when I said I remember saying to Blue, I'm tired of these people. I am not trying anybody else after this one. And he was like, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Because you need to go to work. What did I do? I don't know if I had Usbo, my niece, come and take care of Usipo for some time before I found someone else, whom that person also didn't work out. Yo, Batik. I'm going to tell you all of these chronicles throughout the weekend and throughout the week because I have lots and lots of stories. But yeah, that's how. How are we going to name this video? The class lady, the class of alcohol lady. Anyway, that's how it is. Guys, that's how we lost it. It's unfortunate because honestly she could have done so well with Ilokuzana with the job of taking care of support, and for the longest time I heard which she did not have a job, and it was unfortunate. And we only found out recently Ubabalunga was HSW, but someone else was having a conversation and figured out that she had a boyfriend. She had already found a boyfriend, Konala Payana. They were asking about her. Babalung is like, I don't know where she is. She was just working for us. That's the reason now. She felt like umsebenzi was too much because why is it only a boyfriend? But again, there was something that we just had that I don't know if it's true. But again, it would make sense because that's why because she had a boyfriend. And yeah, that was it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my very long story. Please like the video before and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Guys, I have stories for days, I tell you. I wonder what your guys' stories are when it comes to helpers and nannies and caretakers and whatever, house managers, because hey, I'm a drama.